Okay, so this is Excel Chapter 1A. We are over on page 307 in the book. Let's go ahead and just open Excel. If you don't have it on your taskbar like I do, you can always go to your All Programs. You can go to Microsoft Office, and you should see Excel 2013. Let's go ahead and open that. All right, can we give it a moment for Excel to open? Okay. Excel opens very similar to Word. Let's go ahead and start a blank document, and then let's go ahead and save our blank document. Go to File, Save As. We're going to start. I'm going to have a computer, and we're going to Browse, and I'm going to go to my homework folder, which is right here. We're going to go up. Let's go to start a new folder. We're going to call this one Excel Chapter 1. And we're going to open that, and we're going to save this as last name. Last name underscore first name underscore 1A quarterly sales. Okay, you'll notice the file extension here is .xlsx. That's the file extension. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, the next couple pages talk about really gives you kind of a look at as the look of Excel. Like Word, we have the ribbon. We have all the different options. We have home. We have the different tabs, layout. A couple new ones: formulas, data, formulas and data, which we will look at throughout the lesson. This is where you have. This is called your address bar here at this present moment. This is your formula bar. You can see over here. We have the zoom slider like we had before. We have the different views. This lesson we have sheets. We can actually we start with one sheet. We can add more sheets here, which we'll look at later on. Okay, so this is basically the layout. You can go ahead and compare to what you see over on page 308 into 309. All right, let's turn over to page 310. Let's start by entering some text. One thing I will mention is what's called a cell reference. Everything has a cell number. This is like coordinates: A1, G5, E10. You can actually type it here if you like. You can actually type in L17. Okay, you can do if you like. It's something that you always have an option to do. So let's go and put a cursor in A1, and A1. Let's go ahead and type in Profit Marietta, and we're going to hit enter. Enter brings us down one level. And we're going to go ahead and type in second quarter cardio sales. Go ahead and enter. All right. And we're going to tab down one level. And A4, we're going to type in exercise bikes. We're going to type in elliptical. Now, you notice as soon as I hit the E, as the book mentions, this is called the autocomplete. It recognizes that we've already typed E once, and it wants to let it know if we want to go ahead and hit enter. For exercise bikes, we don't want to, but that's called autocomplete. Elliptical machines. Let's spell that. Okay. Treadmills. Rowing machines. And finally, total. Okay, good. Let's go put our cursor up in A4. I'm sorry, B3. And in B3, let's type in the word April, and let's go ahead and click the enter for the checkbox. Okay. Now you'll notice that we have in the corner of the box of your little box cell here. We have a dark box. If you put your cursor over top, it becomes like a solid black line. This is what's called the fill handle. What the fill handle essentially does is it allows you to continue in a pattern. In this situation here, we want to go ahead and drag it out for months. Okay. It also works, by the way, with dates, days. Well, I spelled it right, of course. also works with numbers, which we will look at later on. Okay, this is called the fill handle. We'll use the fill handle throughout class, but that's what's called the fill handle. All right. So let's go back to here again. I jumped the gun here a little bit. So I type in April. Okay, and then I tab over. I put my cursor back to here, and I drag across. Okay, and we have some fill handle options. This is fill months. So that's what it is. This just shows the fill months. Okay. All right, so we want to go, as you can see here, the columns aren't quite big enough. So what we want to do is we want to put your cursor between the A and the B. You'll see how the cursor changes to like a dark arrow. It does the same thing here. So let's go ahead and adjust the size here. We're going to go ahead and drag it to 120 pixels. You see the little screen tip here, 120 pixels. Get as close as you can. On the homework, I recommend you get it perfect, but on this assignment here, just get as close as you can. 119 to 120. The book, the homework will care, but in this lesson, I'm not as worried about it. Okay. So we've adjusted the width to 120 pixels. And let's go ahead and save that. All right, moving on to page 314. Go ahead and put your cursor in B4, and in B4, let's type out the number 68991.12. Okay. Now, if you hit enter and you don't see the decimal places here, it's because what you have to do is go to the home tab, and into the home tab. You can actually increase or decrease the decimal places. So if you're here, all you have to do is increase the decimal places 2 spots. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and fill the next number in here, which would be 86894.82. Then we're going to arrow over, and then D4 will type in 9650.58. Okay. And let's go ahead and fill the information there on step 2 on page 314. 28836 64.23. Okay, so we have our numbers typed in there. You can go ahead and pause it if you need a moment to fill your numbers in. But now that we have the numbers, let's go ahead and put our cursor in B8. We want to construct a formula that will help us to add these numbers up. This is really where the real strength of Excel comes. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hit equals. And for this first example, we're going to go ahead and add B4 plus B5 plus B6 plus B7. Okay, you can see that it lights up and shows you exactly what you're doing. So there that goes. We can even look up here. If we look back in here and look up here, you'll see actually it deals with. It shows you the numbers. Okay, that's a simple way of doing it. Now, that's nice. Again, if you only have 4, or if you have 40 or 24 or 50 or 100, that can take quite a while. So another option is you can put your cursor here. Okay, come here to the auto sum button and hit enter. And you should see here, what this says is equals the sum of the range of C4 to C7. Okay, we'll do it again here. Boom. Equals the range of D4 to D7. That's the range. You can actually type this out yourself. I'm actually more comfortable typing it myself. It's something I'm actually much more comfortable doing, but that does give you the ability. Now, let's go over here to let's type in total over here. Okay, if you haven't done that yet, and let's enter down to E4. We're going to do it again. All right, and this time we're going to hit check marks to keep us there, and we're going to use the fill handle. So we can put we have the formula here, B4 to D4. We're going to use the formula. We're going to drag right down like that. Okay, and you guys should put your cursor on each of these formulas. Equals B5 to D5, B6 to D6, and so on and so forth. So that's a really good use of the fill handle. Okay, and let's go ahead and save what we currently have. All right, we're over on page 318. All right, this lesson we'll be looking at using the merge and center and cell styles. So what I want you to do, we're going to create one big cell here. So put your cursor on A1 and drag it across to F1. So we're going to select an entire range. You can select ranges by either by grabbing the entire row, or you can select range. So we're going to select the range of A1 over to F1. Okay, A1 over to F1. So we have A1 to F1. On the Home tab, right here in the alignment group, go ahead and select Merge and Center. That creates one big cell here. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the same thing here. A2 to F2 and select Merge and Center. Okay, and that's how you would use the Merge and Center range. Okay. The second part of the lesson is applying cell styles. So let's click back up to A1. On the Home tab in the Styles group, go to Cell Styles and select Title. Make sure I'm giving you the right information. Select Title. Okay, that gives it. What cell styles basically are? They're basically like preset formats. You could actually do it yourself by changing the font size, the font style, the font color. Okay, these are basically preset styles. You can also create your own styles, by the way. You can also come in here and say New Cell Styles. Okay, let's click down to the A2, and let's give this one Heading 1. So go to Cell Style, Heading 1. All right. Okay. Step 5 talks about selecting non-adjacent ranges. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab B3 over to F3. So B3 to F3. And then we're going to hold our control button down on our keyboard and select A4 down to A8. This is non-adjacent ranges. So I select the range, and then I select the range like so. By the way, I was supposed to write trend up here. T-R-N-D. T-R-E-N-D. Okay, so I select the range here, and hold the control button down and select the non-adjacent range, and go to Cell Style, and we're going to select Heading 4. All right. Okay, and that's how you apply ranges, so cell styles to non-adjacent ranges. Okay, page 319. Go ahead and select B4 over to E4, and then select B8 to D8. Okay, and we're going to give B4 to E4 and B8 to E8. And if you come up here to the numbers group, there was a number of different. In this lesson, throughout the lessons, we'll be looking at number formats. We're going to go ahead and hit the $sign. This applies the accounting format. By the way, if you click on that, it tells you formats as dollar, euros, and other currencies. So go ahead and select that, and it gives it the accounting format. If you look in the book, it should mention that the accounting format and the currency format are pretty much the same, with the exception of the fact that the accounting format spaces it out a little bit better. Okay, so then let's select the middle section like so, and give it the comma style, which essentially is the accounting format minus the currency symbol. So we applied these minus the currency symbol. Okay, let's go ahead and save what we have done. Okay, over on page 320, we're going to talk about changing the workbook theme. So if we go to the page layout tab, let's go to unselect what we have. Go to the page layout tab, go to themes, and we're going to select retrospect, which is second row, third style. This is also the same, by the way, the same style you'll be selecting for your homework as well. Okay, that's the theme. These are themes, preset styles as far as colors and such. All right. Okay, charting data as well as inserting lines. Let's go ahead and select A3 all the way over to D7. We're selecting just the quarter, the months. We're not selecting the total figures at all. And we're going to go up to the Insert tab, and we're going to select Recommended Charts. Okay. You can see there are a number of different types of charts that we can select. Let's go down to here, and we put our cursor over top of the clustered column. All right, and we're going to go ahead and select OK. And that inserts our chart for us. Okay, I'll do that again for you guys in case you need. Go to here, go to Insert, Recommended Charts, go down to Clustered Column, and hit OK. And that is our chart. Very simple to do. Okay. Next, let's go over to page 323, using chart tools as well as applying apply chart styles. You can see on the right-hand side we have a couple different options. We have chart elements, chart styles, as well as filtering, which we will look at throughout the lesson. We also have two new tabs. We have Chart Tools Design tabs as well as Format tabs. One of the things to point out, people always that confuses people is they'll click over here and wonder why they don't see the tab. This only exists when you select the actual item itself. Okay, so let's go to the quick. Let's go to the Home tab and go to Quick Layout. What the Quick Layout does is it gives you essentially preset layouts. Later on in the lessons, we'll be looking at the Format tab, where you can actually format specific items later on. But for this present moment, we're going to go to Quick Layout, and just put your cursor over top of the different layouts, and it shows you all the different things that are done here. You can look at. Okay, you would click off of that, and click into the chart title, which is basically just a text box. Okay, again, just do like this, so it's essentially a text box, and go ahead and select the text, and we're going to type in second quarter cardio sales. Okay, and just click off of that. If you hit the enter button like I did, it'll actually create a new line for you. Okay, we're going to go up. Now let's select this again. Let's go to the styles. Let's go to chart styles. We're going to drop this down, and we're going to select style 6, which is, if you put your cursor over top, it should be right here. Okay, and don't get too crazy if the color from the video doesn't exactly match what you have in front of you. It's not really a big issue. The colors don't always look the same as they do from here's the book. Let's go to change colors, and we're going to select colorful variation 3, which is right here. Okay, it just changes the color variation. All right, and then let's go ahead and take this guy. You can see how the cursor changes. Again, one of the things that's really important to pay attention to Excel is what your cursor looks like. You can see you have this cursor here. We have, you can see how the cursor changes. This cursor is for moving. So if it looks like this with a cross, I can then grab it and just move it over like so. All right. And that, later on throughout the lessons, we will look more heavily into charts. But let's click off of that, and let's save what we have. Okay, next part of the lesson talks about creating Sparklines. So let's go ahead and select the range of B4 down to D7, which again is just the quarterly months. And let's go to the Insert tab, and let's click on Line. Okay, I was asking us two things. First of all, it's asking what area do you want to chart, which is B7 to D7. Next thing it wants to know is where do you want to put the information. Now you can actually come up and select it yourself, or you can type it in. F4 to colon F7. It really makes no difference either way. Go ahead and hit OK, and those are our Sparklines. It just gives you kind of a trend, so you can see exactly what it's like. Again, now that we have a new item, the Sparklines, we have a new tab, the Sparkline Tools Design tab. Okay, the first thing we want to do is go over to the Show and click Markers to show the markers. This shows each of the individual months. Okay. We want to change the style, which is up here. Drop this box down, and as the book says, we're going to go to the second row, fourth option, which is Sparkline Accent 4 Darker 25. Okay, and that's how you format the Sparklines. All right, let's talk about creating a footer as well as centering the worksheet. Click off of the Sparklines and go to your Page Layout tab. Go to your Margins and select Custom Margins. Okay. From here, we want to go ahead and hit Center on Page horizontally, so it basically moves it over. Okay, that allows you, if you click off of here and do a print preview, you can see how it looks. If you go back to here and go to here, Page Layout, click here, and then look at it, you can see there's a slight difference as far as how it centers the information. Okay, so let's go back to here. So that's how you would center horizontally. We also want to put a header and a footer on. So let's go to the second option, which is header and footer, and let's select Custom Footer. From here, we can pick our section we want to put. We want to put the name of the file in the left section. So let's go up to here. It says File Name, Insert File Name. It'll say and File Name, File, and click OK, and then click OK. Now, two things to point out to you. First of all, as soon as you do that, it shows you these lines, which essentially is the print line. It shows, if I was to print this out, this is exactly what it will look like. Another thing to point out to you is that you'll notice that you don't see the footer. And the reason is because of the view you're in. You're currently in the normal view. If you go to the page break view, or the page layout view, you can now see your footer. Okay, that is what has to do with the view that you're in. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, page 327, adding document properties and printing a workbook. By the way, this is all referred to as workbooks. These are sheets within a workbook. The document properties works exactly the same way as it did in Word. We go to File, we go to Properties, we go to Show Document Panel, or actually Show All Properties, I'm sorry. It's and under Tags, so where we at? Tags, we can add the tag of cardio sales. Okay, and of course, as it says, so you can enter your information. Your subject would be, CIS 105, hack. You guys should recall this from Word, from doing Word. Okay, and again, if you go to print, and you can see a print preview here is what it looks like when you print it out. All right. Next part of the lesson talks about saving as a PDF. We're not going to worry about that because you guys won't actually be doing that in this lesson or for any part. Okay, let's go back to the normal view and let's go ahead and select the range of A2 down to F5. Okay. So, I'm sorry, A2 down to F5. All right. And let's go to the file and let's go to print. All right. You can see here it says only print the current selection. Okay, that's how you would change that. It basically affects how you print. Or you can go back to, as the book says, you can go to here, hit Control F2. You can actually change this here. Under Settings, you can hit Change the Straw, Print Active Sheets, and on the list, you can hit Print Selection, which would basically print what you currently have. Okay. All right, let's go back to the Home tab, and let's look at the bottom of page 328, changing the page orientation, as well as displaying formulas, which we're not actually going to be doing. Okay, if you go to the Page Layout tab, and you look under your orientations, again, it's the same place it was at in Word. We hit Landscape, that allows you to change it to the landscape. If you need to go back to your margins and verify that it's there, it should still be there. Okay. It also talks about showing your formulas. If you go to the Formulas tab, and it says Show Formulas, this is something you don't have to actually do, but that's something you could do that would show all of your formulas. Okay. All right. That pretty much brings us to the end of the lesson, and that should be all that you have to do for this lesson.